a lot of time in the infrastructure. How are you going to train it? How to make sure that your training will not accumulate all of your seed money? How are you going to measure it? The measurement of the results are critical. Um, how you balance between something which is showed that it might work, give you a hint that you're in the right direction, but you do it fast, versus something that will give a good results in production, but it's risky and will take you a lot of time. How you make, what do you do in failure cases? It's statistic. It will not be 100% working in the first year, probably. Sometimes even more than that. So what is your failure strategy? All of these questions are not relevant when you just develop engineering-wise product. Engineering-wise product.
And do you think that it's only a buzzword, or like investors want to hear this word in many cases, I think. Does it make sense that they are impressed by that, or you think it's just overused and that's it?
One thing that I learned in the last 2.5 years is that investors, good investors, really understand what you're saying. They don't know how to build it, they don't know how to do it, but they can evaluate the the level of risk and the level of bullshit of what you're saying. And they are bullshit detector investor, good investor. So if you tell them that, and then we collect all the data and monetize it, and you don't really know how to do it, and you don't even have a plan to understand how you will do it in the future, they will get it. So usually I would not recommend to say something which is not true to investor. It's
Yeah.
not a good practice in general.
Yeah, but I feel like in general, when you're saying the word AI, it's like, wow, this is futuristic. This is like the next thing. This is the future. And maybe it's a hype, and maybe like half a year from now or a year from now it will be different. But right now, it's a very good word to say. And I guess that and if you're really doing AI, let's take that into consideration. It's something that sounds like a very good start for a startup to
That's
have
true,
this.
but then you need to also to take it one level deeper. What does it mean that you do AI? The world is doing AI and machine learning for 25 years now. It's a full spectrum of I'm doing AI. I'm
Right.
taking open source and just use them. I'm taking open source and combine them together. I'm taking open source, combining together, and sometimes need to retrain or maybe even to continue to the research. What does it mean? And what do you know? What do you need in order to solve the problem? The problem you want to solve in the startup. You need the first thing, just to use something open source which is ready, or API, or the last thing has 5 years of research with the six PhD from the Technion.
Yeah.
It's a big spectrum.
Yeah. So I guess that most people would just hear that, and in general, I'm not sure that everybody's listening to us is aware of it, but I think there are so many challenges for an entrepreneur in the startup in general, for all entrepreneurs. And we just said that some of them are different if you're doing AI. Do you think that there is any advantage of doing it? We said that it's a good buzzword if you're really doing it, but other than that,
I think it's a powerful tool. I think it's a very powerful tool. I think that it can solve problems that it's probably you cannot solve it in alternative tool. I think it's a barrier because of the data, because of the research, because of the know-how. In many cases, I believe that it's a barrier. Um, I think that it will be hard to take all the things that we did in the last 2 years in Bria and to duplicate it. You need the right talent, you need the right data, you need the right people, you need the right partner. It's not something easy to do. So I think
yeah, it's good.
it's good.
Yeah, one of the things that an investor would first ask is, could you duplicate it easily? And if it's not, so it's a good investment. If it is easy and like let's say that Google notices what you're doing and 5 weeks later he has it, this company has it, so it's not good. So the fact that it is a barrier is a good thing for your
Yeah.
technology,
The,
and
the only
it's
the only thing that you need to add is that one of the things that investor will look at is the barrier. It's only one of the things out of a full list.
yeah. So no, I'm just saying that this is an advantage, the fact that
I
you have
agree.
this
I
barrier.
agree.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh, uh,
So
Look, I have a PhD in computer vision. Obviously, I'm believe that AI is the future of the technology in many sense. I actually think that we talked at the beginning about people that will lose their job, and you said designer might lose their job, and I told her that not that fast. You can ask the same question about programmer, or that
right.
some of them will lose their job because the AI will do it automatically.